Start off with Ganyu for the early birds. Alright, let's check it out. 1 minute trailer.
The night scenes of Liyue, the lantern light of centuries.
Oh, she said lantern. You guys know what that means? You guys know what that means? Lantern. Lantern means Xiao. Okay, hold on, let me focus on Ganyu.
Star has come far in the millennium past. Only I remember the hours at which dew forms on the glazed lilies and disappears again. 106,327 heartbeats. The time that has passed since I last knew rest. Packing up the stalls, closing up the pavilions. One can almost hear the street lights going out. It is as it is night after night, ever so distant from me. The night of Liyue, over. Now that you know the secrets of the night, would you accompany me to work overtime?
Overtime?
No way!
Wait, what? Overtime? It's a trap! There's a couple interesting details here. Specifically, the lantern. This is a hint. It's drawing near the Lantern Festival, the Lantern event. For those of you that aren't aware, they've actually had this event happen before. Last year in the closed beta. But who knows what it's going to be now.
Light of centuries. Only I know that this rising star has come far in the millennium past. 6,300.
I think it's safe to say that glazed lilies might be maybe one of her required materials.
Since I last knew rest, packing up the stone, and almost hear the street out. It is as it is.
I was gonna say, I thought the cow, like, what is this? Is this a bell? Is this an ornament, a necklace? Honestly, it looks like a cowbell to me.
It is night after night, ever so distant from me. The night of Liyue, over. Now that you know the secrets of the...
I got it. How do they animate this?
Now that you know the...
Sorry.
Now that you...
One more time.
Now that you...
One more time.
Now that you know the...
The animation is getting better and better. But there's also a little, the light, the little trick. Is that light, the timing of that beautiful light, just to mask that animation?
To work overtime?
I think this is a pretty good teaser. A 1 minute teaser, character teaser. So maybe tomorrow we get the trailer, the actual character trailer. Hold on, let's see what info they have here, because there's a lot to break down. The bell fits a goat theme, Coco Goat. Today, let's get to know Liyue Pavilion Secretary Ganyu. The calculations and data behind Qing Xing's every decision in Liyue, as well as every ordinance and regulation that is announced, are all meticulous work of Ganyu. She's a workaholic. Oh, her talents. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1. It's about 2.5 to 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. It's about a 3-second charge shot to deal cryo damage. Okay, here we go. Normal attack. Liyue Tian Archery. Normal attack performs up to 6 consecutive shots with a bow. That's pretty high, right? I don't think Fischl even has that many. Let's go into her talents and have a look. She only does a 5-hit combo. What about Amber? 5-hit combo. So, obviously being a 5-star, she does 6 consecutive shots. Interesting. Charge attack. Perform a more precise aim shot with increased damage. Does that mean it's increased accuracy? While aiming, an icy aura will accumulate on the arrowhead before the arrow is fired. Has a different effects based on how long the energy has been charged. Charge level 1. Fires off an icy arrow that deals damage. Cryo damage. Charge level 2. Fires off a frost flake arrow that deals cryo damage. The frost flake arrow blooms after hitting its target, dealing AoE cryo damage. What about her talents? What's this? Some kind of... Ooh. Ooh, that's cool. Like a flash step. Whoa, she has like a what do you call it? What is it called? Like an after image? Yeah, that's actually so cool. She has like a cryo after image. Pops down the flower. It seems to taunt and then it does cryo. That's really cool. Trial of the Quillin. Leaving a single Ice Lotus behind, Ganyu dashes backward, shunning all impurity and dealing AoE cryo damage. The Ice Lotus continuously taunts surrounding opponents, attracting them to attack it. Its endurance scales based off Ganyu's max HP, and it blooms profusely when destroyed or once its duration ends, dealing AoE cryo damage. Okay. So I'm guessing when it blooms, it does damage. That's pretty quick. Ooh, and here is the burst skill. How strong is the taunt? That's a good question. Celestial shower. I have no idea what this word even means. Coalescence, atmospheric frost and snow. To summon a sacred cryo pearl that exorcises evil. While active, the sacred cryo pearl will continuously rain down shards of ice, striking opponents within its AoE, dealing cryo damage. Now the numbers here are 944. Is that crit? It looks like that's average. I'm looking at the rate that the cryo things come down. I'd be very curious to see how long this is going to last. How long is this going to last? Because I think it's going to come down to its duration. Right now, we can't really tell how effective it is. But considering this is her burst ability, I would expect it to last longer than Amber's burst. And probably for like a considerate amount longer. Just looking at, just the general information, this was kind of talked about in the live stream, the 1.2 live stream. There's the burst. Oh yeah, that looks like it lasts a long time. That looks... Okay, I didn't mean to cut to that, but it does look like it lasts quite a long time. Look at that burst. Boom, throw it down. They cut away, but it looks like it's quite a while. Mid-Jan. If we have a look at the banner right now, it's going to finish in 5 days. So less than a week. Less than a week, and the Ganyu banner will come out. From the videos, this is going to be really premature to say anything. But right now, it looks like she's focused on her charge shot ability, her level 2 charge shot ability. She has a similar skill to Amber's, except I would say it seems a little better because of how it has multiple uses. It's not just a taunt, it's also a repositioning skill, an evasive skill. And obviously Cryo will, as you can see here, have the ability to freeze in conjunction with Hydro. So already looking like a much better skill than Baron Bunny. And the burst seems quite powerful. And it's going to be one of those things where you initially look at it and it's like, okay, this reminds me of when we were looking at Albedo's burst, and it came down to the stats. It came down to the numbers, right? This is going to be a little of the same, except we can kind of already see it might be more useful than Albedo's burst. It might be more than just I do damage. Obviously, this is going to deal a DOT, I think. damage over time because of the ice shards that are dropping. And the question is going to be, at least for me, is does it have any secondary effects? Is this simply a damage skill? Is this simply just a cryo damage skill? Or does this have some kind of second ability, second effect? That is what I'm super curious about. And that's what I'll be looking out for when the details get revealed. Otherwise it's going to just come down to its duration, the cooldown, the energy cost, how often is this being used. But it seems pretty decent. I mean, the AoE looks pretty big, right? Is it? We can't tell exactly how big it is. It definitely looks like it should be Albedo's burst size, maybe even bigger. Maybe even Zhongli's burst size. Depending if whether this is the middle. Like if she's standing in the middle and we base it off the circumference. Looks pretty good. You're gonna try and get Ganyu. As I've always said, I'm gonna be eyeing the character, watching carefully, looking at the information they give us. And my decision will come down to... It'll come down to, I guess, on the day when we have as much information as possible, even maybe a couple of days, it might take to decide. Who knows? I definitely would encourage to, even when the character comes out, and this is for every character that comes out, I would always recommend taking a few days after the character drops to decide whether you want to pull or not. Just because whether you pull a character on the first day or the second day, third day, fourth day, even maybe a week after it comes out, you're not really missing out on too much. If anything, you're getting more information as much as possible to make the most informed decision on whether you should pull or not. However, if you like this character because of its story, the character design, the animations, then I mean you already know you're pulling, right?
Has come far in the millennium past. Only I remember the hours at which dew forms on the glazed lilies and disappears again. 106,000